So before we get into the topic of the video, I just wanted to send my prayers and wish a speedy recovery to WWE superstar Roman Reigns. Now, I've never said this on the channel, but I'm a big WWE fan. I've been watching WWE since I was like 5 years old, and I'm 20 years old now, and I still watch it. And I just wanted to, he was announced on Monday Night Raw last night that he has been fighting leukemia for the past 11 years. It had went away and now it's come back, and now since it's come back, he has to, relinquish he's a champion and he has to relinquish his Universal Championship, and he has to step away from wrestling for a while. So I wanted to wish him a speedy recovery and wish him the best in this fight against leukemia, and I know that he's going to be back soon and he's going to be better than ever. Now, let's get into the video. What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Rashawn Bomb White RB Dubs coming at you guys again with another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about a big issue that sprung up over the weekend that centers around cultural appropriation. Now, over the weekend, we saw a picture posted on Instagram from Vogue Magazine, which featured Kendall Jenner rocking this big puffy hairdo, and Vogue got a lot of backlash for posting that photo of Kendall Jenner, because a lot of people believe that the photo showed Kendall Jenner sporting an Afro, which they felt that she was culturally appropriating the Afro hairstyle from black people. Also, we're wondering why didn't they just use a black model to portray that hairstyle. What Vogue was trying to do was they were trying to take it back to one of their earlier collections back in the day. It's called the Brock collection, and this features a hairstyle from the 60s and 70s. So they were trying to imitate how women wore their hair in the 60s and the 70s. Now, they got a lot of backlash for posting this photo, and then they said that they might have made a mishap and that they weren't trying to offend anyone by posting this photo, and like I said, that they were trying to imitate that big puffy, almost Afro-like hairstyle from the 60s and 70s. Now, you got a lot of mixed feelings about this. You have people who are saying that this hairstyle is being culturally appropriated and that they should use the black models to portray that early hairstyle. Then you have on the other side where people are saying that people are taking this too far by saying that this is an issue of cultural appropriation, and those people on that side are also saying that there are people who are white who have this type of hair, and they're also saying that back in the 60s and the 70s there were white people who sported that type of hairstyle, therefore that this hairstyle isn't really culturally appropriating a black hairstyle. And I just wanted to do this video for you guys to let me know what you think. In my personal opinion, I don't usually I share my opinions most of the time, but I mostly like to get your opinions. But if I were to share my own opinion, I kind of think that this is being taken too far. I know I did a video in the past about Bruno Mars and that issue of cultural appropriation, and I can link you guys to that video if you want to check it out. But I did that a while back, so I haven't really seen any issues of cultural appropriation lately in the news. And I came upon this one and read about it, and I think it's being taken too far. I think, well, first of all, if you see the photo itself, it doesn't really, the hairstyle doesn't really look like an Afro. Like I said, it's just big and poofy, and a lot of people feel like since it looks that way that it can almost be perceived as an Afro, but it doesn't look like an Afro really. You can put the quotes around the word Afro because it doesn't really look like an Afro at all. So I honestly think people are taking this way a little too far. This is definitely, I don't think this is cultural appropriation. Like I said, I agree with what Vogue was doing. They were just trying to imitate that big hair feel that was from the early times in the past, in the 60s and 70s. And I feel like that they did a good job with that. I feel like it was not their intention to offend anyone. And I don't think that, like I said, I don't think this hairstyle was culturally appropriating black people. If I were to take a little bit of tangent, it's still related to that topic, but we are in the season and the time of which cultural appropriation can become a problem, and that is with, you know, Halloween coming up. We have this issue of costumes, and, you know, I have had people ask me, like, what are certain costumes that, you know, people should stray away from? And, you know, this is someone that asked me, you know, one of my subscribers, and I had told them, like, for example, we have the Black Panther movie. Now, that movie is very popular, and you're definitely going to see people wanting to imitate and wear costumes from that. Now, that's fine, but it just depends on what costumes you wear. Like, in that movie, there are some garments that are, you know, were just for the movie, were just a costume for the movie, and like those can be worn by anybody for Halloween, right? But then it gets to the issue of there are also garments used in that film that are actually from real, you know, African tribes, and, you know, those can't be worn by just anyone. Like, you can't just wear that as a, you know, Halloween costume. Like, that's because that would be culturally appropriating. If you're wearing, like, you know, you're wearing the garments of that tribe, and, you know, you have nothing to do with that tribe at all, then that will be cultural appropriation. So we've had that issue come up, and we have those questions come up as well with Halloween on its way. And, you know, I just want people to be mindful of, you know, the costumes that they choose to pick out for Halloween. Be careful that you're not offending anyone, that you're not offending a group of people or a certain ethnicity with the costume that you're wearing. You know, we've had a lot of issues in the past of Halloween and people wearing costumes that are offensive to a certain group of people. Issues like blackface and wearing, like, sombreros at parties to, you know, offending, like, Mexican culture, things like that. So I just wanted to touch on that in this video, and, you know, warn you guys, you know, with Halloween coming up, to be careful of the costumes that you pick out for yourselves, and if you're a parent, the costumes that you pick out for your children to wear. And like I said, to not be sure you're not offending any certain group of people. And like I said, I don't think that Kendall Jenner hair issue was an issue of cultural appropriation. I think people are taking it too far, they're dragging it, and they're just trying to make a big deal out of nothing. Not everything is, you know, you can't just keep pointing at everyone saying that they're all culturally appropriating. There are some issues where they're not really culturally appropriating at all. So I want to thank you guys for, you know, watching this video, and, you know, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think that Vogue Magazine and Kendall Jenner, do you think that photo of her with the poofy hair, do you think that shows, like, do you think she was culturally appropriating, like, an Afro, black hair, black culture? And, you know, let me know what you think of that. And also, you know, let me know, you know, what will you be wearing for Halloween, and, you know, will it offend anyone? But, like, I'm just interested to see what you guys will be for Halloween. And that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. That helps the channel to grow so I can spread the message to more people. And I will see you guys in the next video. This year we're Sean Bone White, RB Dubs. I'm out of here. Peace.
Astro. Yeah. Hey. She's in love with who I am. Back in high school, I used to bust it to the dance. Now I hit the FBO with duffels in my hands. I did half a Zan, 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light, like a light, like a light.